Have you ever wondered how a pandemic can change the world as we know it? Pandemics are large-scale outbreaks of infectious disease that can greatly increase morbidity and mortality over a wide geographic area. They can cause significant economic, social, and political disruption. The potential impact on society is vast, from overwhelmed healthcare systems and economic downturns to school closures and strained resources. But what makes a pandemic? It's a combination of a new virus, to which most people have no immunity, and the ability of the virus to spread efficiently from person to person. When these two factors coincide, the stage is set for a widespread health crisis. Historically, pandemics have been a part of human life since the dawn of civilization. The Spanish flu of 1918, for example, infected a third of the world's population and resulted in an estimated 50 million deaths. This pandemic taught us the importance of public health interventions such as isolation, quarantine, good personal hygiene, use of disinfectants, and limitations on public gatherings. Fast forward to the 21st century, the H1N1 pandemic of 2009 showed us how quickly a new virus can spread globally due to international travel. It reminded us that pandemics can occur at any time and reinforced the necessity of global surveillance and rapid response. More recently, the COVID-19 pandemic has highlighted the interconnectedness of our world and the need for global cooperation, effective communication, and public trust in science and government institutions. It has underscored the significance of preparedness and resilience at individual, community, and national levels. Each pandemic in history has left valuable lessons about public health, societal responses, and resilience. They have shaped societies, influenced policies, and driven scientific advancements. Understanding these lessons can guide us in preparing for and responding to future pandemics. Pandemics have shaped history, and understanding them is the first step in preparing for them. Now that we have a grasp on what pandemics are, how can we prepare for them? Preparation is key, and it all starts with stockpiling essential items. Think of it this way: if you were unable to leave your home for a month, would you have everything you need? First up, food and water. Stockpile non-perishable food items that are easy to prepare and have a long shelf life. Think canned goods, dried fruits, grains, and beans. Don't forget pet food if you have furry friends at home. And water? The general rule of thumb is 1 gallon per person per day for at least 2 weeks. Next, medications. If you or a family member rely on prescription medications, speak with your healthcare provider about obtaining an emergency supply. Over-the-counter medications like pain relievers, cold and flu remedies, and vitamins should also be on your list. Hygiene products are crucial too. Remember, cleanliness is not just about comfort, it's about health. Stock up on soap, hand sanitizer, toilet paper, and feminine hygiene products. And while we're on the subject of health, let's talk about first aid kits. A well-stocked first aid kit is a must. It should include bandages, antiseptic wipes, tweezers, medical tape, a thermometer, and a first aid manual. But having a first aid kit isn't enough. You need to know how to use it. Basic healthcare knowledge can be a lifesaver in a crisis. Learn how to dress a wound, perform CPR, and recognize signs of serious illness. There are plenty of free resources online to get you started. The goal here is to be self-sufficient. The more you can do for yourself, the less you'll have to rely on strained resources during a pandemic. It's about having the peace of mind that comes with knowing you're prepared. Being well prepared materially and knowledge-wise is a significant part of surviving a pandemic. Let's not forget, preparation is not just about surviving, but about thriving. It's about maintaining our health, our dignity, and our humanity in the face of adversity. So let's get prepared, friends. It's the smart thing to do. In a pandemic, how we clean our surroundings and ourselves can literally save lives. Let's start with effective sanitation practices. Viruses can linger on surfaces, so regular cleaning is crucial. Use a household disinfectant on high-touch areas like doorknobs, light switches, and cell phones. Don't forget about frequently used items like your keys or wallet. Hand hygiene is another key factor in preventing the spread of viruses. Scrub your hands with soap and warm water for at least 20 seconds. If soap and water aren't available, a hand sanitizer with at least 60% alcohol can be used. But remember, it's not a replacement for proper hand washing. Laundry is another aspect of hygiene that shouldn't be overlooked. Regularly wash your clothes, bedding, and towels, especially if you've been in public places. Use the warmest appropriate water setting and dry items completely. Now, let's talk about personal protective equipment, or PPE. Masks, gloves, and eye protection can serve as a barrier between you and the virus. Masks should cover your nose and mouth completely. When removing them, don't touch the front and wash your hands immediately afterward. Gloves can protect your hands when you're cleaning or caring for someone who's sick, but it's crucial to remove them correctly. Pinch the glove at the wrist and pull it off, turning it inside out. Then, slide your ungloved finger under the other glove at the wrist and peel it off, also turning it inside out. Dispose of them properly and wash your hands. Eye protection like goggles or face shields can be used in situations where there's a risk of droplets entering your eyes, such as caring for a sick person. After use, clean them with soap and warm water, or a household disinfectant. Remember, cleanliness is not just next to godliness, it's also next to survival in a pandemic. In a rapidly changing situation like a pandemic, being up to date is crucial. Information is one of the most powerful tools we can wield in our battle against unseen enemies. Knowing where the virus is, how it's spreading, and what measures are being taken to contain it can mean the difference between panic and preparedness. Reliable sources for ongoing updates and health advisories are vital. These can include international health organizations like the World Health Organization or your local health department's website. Major news outlets can also be a good source, but remember to cross-reference information to ensure its accuracy. Social media can be a double-edged sword, providing timely updates but also spreading misinformation. Always verify any information you come across. Now let's talk about public health instructions. These often come in the form of guidelines or directives from health authorities, instructing us on what to do to keep ourselves and others safe. It's crucial to understand these instructions and follow them diligently. The language of these instructions can sometimes be complex, so it's important to break it down. Look for the key points. What actions are being recommended or mandated? What is the reasoning behind them? If you're unsure, seek clarification from reliable sources or health professionals. Responding to these instructions is equally as important. Compliance isn't just for our own safety, but for the safety of those around us. If we're told to stay at home, we stay at home. If we're told to wear masks, we wear masks. Our actions can have a significant impact on the course of the pandemic. Keeping up with the ever-changing landscape of a pandemic can be challenging, but remember, information is power. Stay informed, stay updated, and most importantly, stay safe. Staying informed allows us to make the best decisions for our health and safety. It's our first line of defense against the pandemic, and it's something we can all do to contribute to the fight against it. So let's commit to it, for our own sake, and for the sake of those around us. Pandemics don't just affect our physical health, they can take a toll on our mental health too. When we're faced with a situation as intense and unpredictable as a pandemic, it's natural for stress and anxiety to creep in. Our daily routines are disrupted, we're separated from our loved ones, and we're constantly bombarded with worrying news. It's a lot to take in. One strategy to cope with this stress is to establish a routine. Creating a sense of normalcy can be incredibly comforting in times of uncertainty. This could be as simple as setting regular meal times, scheduling daily exercise, or dedicating time for hobbies and relaxation. Another strategy is to stay connected. Even if we're physically isolated, it doesn't mean we have to be socially isolated. Reach out to friends and family via phone calls or video chats. Share your concerns, listen to theirs, and remind each other that you're not alone. Mindfulness and relaxation techniques can also be beneficial. Activities such as deep breathing, yoga, or meditation can help to reduce feelings of anxiety and improve our overall emotional well-being. It's important to remember that it's okay to seek professional help if you're struggling. Many mental health professionals offer online or over-the-phone consultations, so you can access support without leaving your home. Lastly, limit your exposure to news and social media. While it's vital to stay informed, constantly checking for updates can increase feelings of anxiety. Designate specific times each day to catch up on the news, and spend the rest of your time focusing on activities that bring you joy and relaxation. Remember, it's okay to have bad days. It's okay to feel overwhelmed. But by implementing these strategies, we can better manage our stress and anxiety and maintain our mental health during times of crisis. Taking care of our mental health is just as important as taking care of our physical health. Just as we need to prepare our homes and bodies to survive a pandemic, we also need to prepare our minds. Because at the end of the day, our mental health is our greatest asset. In tough times, a strong community can make all the difference. One can't underestimate the power of unity, especially during a pandemic. It's not just about individual survival, it's about all of us pulling together, looking out for each other, and making sure we all get through this intact. Community resilience is built on two primary pillars: support and communication. These two elements are the glue that binds a community together. When we support each other, we create a safety net that catches those who might otherwise fall through the cracks. This could mean sharing resources, offering emotional support, or simply being there for each other. Communication, on the other hand, is what keeps us informed and connected. It's about sharing vital information, updates, and advice with each other. It could be in the form of a community bulletin board, a group chat, or a simple knock on the neighbor's door. Now let's talk about our neighbors. In a crisis, it's crucial to check on them, especially the vulnerable ones. The elderly, the ill, those living alone or without family nearby, they are the ones who need our help the most. However, we must do so safely. Always remember to follow public health guidelines to prevent the spread of the virus. Wear your personal protective equipment, maintain social distance, and sanitize your hands frequently. And remember, it's not just about physical help. A friendly chat or a reassuring word can do wonders for someone feeling isolated or scared. Never underestimate the power of human connection, even if it's from a distance. Building community resilience isn't just a nice thing to do, it's a survival strategy. It's about ensuring that no matter what happens, we don't just survive, but thrive. It's about creating a community that's stronger than any virus, more resilient than any disaster. When we look out for each other, we all stand a better chance of surviving a pandemic. So, we've covered a lot of ground today on pandemic preparedness. We've discussed the importance of understanding pandemics, their potential societal impact, and lessons we can learn from historical events. We've explored the significance of being well prepared, from stockpiling essentials to maintaining effective hygiene and sanitation practices. We've underlined the value of staying informed through reliable sources and responding appropriately to public health instructions. We've also delved into the mental health aspect, acknowledging the stress that comes with a pandemic situation, and the strategies to maintain our well-being during prolonged isolation. Finally, we've emphasized the crucial role of community resilience, the necessity of support and communication, and the safe ways to assist and check on our neighbors. Remember, pandemic preparedness is about more than just stockpiling. It's about staying informed, maintaining hygiene, and supporting each other. Also, check out my book, The Ultimate Grid Down Survival Handbook, on Amazon. You won't regret it. Stay safe, stay prepared.